The story of a watch, Hitler's watch that sold for $1.1 million. Did you follow this?
No.
So if you go to this one, there's a story of, there was a watch he had. Is that it? Yeah, right there. So Hitler's watch sells for $1.1 million at controversial auction. You called it a porn. I'm going to let it go a little lower to see what the watch is. So despite this, Virginia Maryland has sold a wristwatch believed to have belonged to him for $1.1 million. What is the watch? Go up to see if you can recognize the watch. Do you know what watch?
It's a J.J. Reverso from the early 30s. The Reverso was originally created in the 30s. It was made for polo players. It flips over so you can protect the watch as they're playing the match.
What's special about this watch?
It's one of the most top iconic watches out there. It's made till this day. They're about to celebrate a 100-year anniversary not too long from now. And again, what's special about it is the fact that it belonged to Adolf Hitler. That's it. There's, you can buy a vintage reverser from the 30s for, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 depending on condition.
Who bought it, by the way? Alexander's auctions, based on Rob. Go back on Maryland sold the controversial anonymous buyers. So
of course. Who wants to be the guy to say I bought Hitler's watch?
Including a golden eagle from Hitler's bedroom, several of the genocidal dictator sketches and painting and dress that belonged to Eva Braun, his wife. Auction house believed Hitler received a reversible gold watch made by Andres Subra on April 20, 1933, on his 44th birthday. It bears the letter AH, swastika and a Nazi. Wow. A French soldier nabbed the watch made for when his allied unit reached Hitler's summer house in Bavaria. According to Alexander Auctions, the watch and its history have been researched by some of the world's most experienced and respected watchmakers and military historians, all of whom have concluded that it's authentic and indeed belonged to Hitler. Auction house.
Well, consider that my real grandfather died in World War II fighting the Nazis. I wouldn't be the buyer for that watch, as you can imagine, right?
Oh,
and considering what, I wouldn't buy a Stalin watch either. So for me, it's again, there are people out there, believe it or not, a lot of the Nazi memorabilia that's being sold and traded today, I actually purchased by Jewish people. Did you know that?
To get rid of them.
Not to get rid of them, to make sure the world doesn't forget. I'm Jewish, so I know. There's a lot of Jewish collectors out there that collect Nazi memorabilia.
Would you buy this? Would you buy this watch?
No.
Why wouldn't you buy it?
To me, it's well, they're no longer with us, but I've had people in the family that had the tattoo on their hands. So to me, this gives me goosebumps just reading about it. I would completely against it. Would not do it. I don't care how collectible it is, and I can see how people can say it's super collectible. It's this. That's not a man that did a lot of good in this world.
I agree.
So
I agree. I lived in Germany for almost 2 years, and I lived in Erlangen, so we were a few minutes away from Nuremberg, and we used to go there. History, just seeing all this stuff, the history of it.
Yeah, it's tough.
This guy was in it. Did you ever read his book, Mein Kampf, or no?
No.
Yeah, very, very weird guy on what he did. Rob, go to the Tyrese clip. This is the next one I want to show you. So here's Tyrese, okay? I don't know if you've seen this or not. It's a very interesting clip.
But
he's talking about, the jewelry and the watches he has, whether it's real or not, and why. Go ahead, Rob.
No.
You can't tell.
I don't know, man. You know why it's not real? Because I've lost so much of this shit. I just spent $500,000 on the fucking watch. Call Jacob the jeweler, nigga. Mm-hmm. Call all of them. All your most favorite popular jewelers online, and all got my black Centurion. You don't know what Centurion is?
That platinum card. No, that Centurion card, a black card.
Yeah, they know what that Centurion is. That thing goes through. I'm good. I don't lose no sleep over trying to win the popularity contest from showing up with all this jewelry that I'm going to leave on a nightstand and have a housekeeper to say, I don't know. I'm sure you don't know. I'm sure you don't know what them 250.
He's got a point.
I agree with his point, but I am completely anti-fake stuff. If you are buying something fake for the purpose of flexing, and people give an excuse, oh, well, I travel to places where it's dangerous, and therefore I choose to wear a fake watch, or just don't wear a watch. If you're going to, the amount of time, effort, history, innovation, hard work, sweat and tears that goes into these little marvelous things that we like to call watches it's immeasurable. I can talk to you about for 10 hours. If I go down every single watch, we'll need another 8 hours to talk about it, right? I have respect for those that innovated over the last few hundred years. I have respect for those that created something that people thought was impossible to do. I just showed you a watch that has an animation on a screen. It chimes out the time and there's no battery inside, right? The craftsman that put the diamonds into this Jacob watch, or the double Spherion watch that you see over there.
What is that one?
This is a Purnell double Spherion watch.
May I?
Yeah, please. It was done by a gentleman named Eric Coudray, who is the second or simultaneously created what's called a 3D tourbillon that spins across 3 axes, right? Because the original tourbillon was made for the Queen for her pocket watch because it was running slow. So Breguet invented it to make the pocket watch run on time. And that was only working if it was perpendicular to the ground. This is 3D. That's a $1.6 million watch.
That's a $1.6 million.
It's also made entirely out of a piece of crystal. So you know the crystal on top of your watch? That entire watch is made out of that.
Wow.
The error rate on creating those crystals probably 7 out of 10 fail because you're literally cutting it out of a crystal. It's tough. But when I see somebody put on a fake watch because they're doing it for one reason and one reason only, there's no doubt in my mind that this is flex and flex only. You're trying to impress somebody. And to me, that is like the worst thing you can do to a watch, at least for me. If you come in and you wear a fake watch, and I will know from across the room. It happened to me at an event. We did an event with the selling Orange County, the girls that sell real estate. We did a charity event with them. Guy walks in with a Richard Mille, and he was probably 20 feet away when me and Adrian goes, "Oh, that's fake." He didn't even know. He got actually duped. Also, he says. But fake watches and doing what he does, and you know what? Don't wear anything. That's it. I'm very anti-fake stuff.
It's interesting that billionaires don't have a big watch collection. Like, you know what I would be...
they do. They just don't show it and you don't know it. So we did an event. It was a client appreciation event at the Aquilina in Sunny Isles here. And Kevin O'Leary actually showed up when he wasn't even invited.
He's a big collector.
Somebody brought him. In that room, we invited 150 of our top spenders. So in that room, you had everybody's net worth started with an M, and there were 6 people in the room whose net worth started with a B, and those guys have watches. You just don't know about it because they're not in the limelight in the likes of John Mayers or Mark Wahlberg, et cetera, or Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has a Purnell, by the way.
Which one?
This one. This is a piece unique. It's a one-off. So he has a red crystal.
Really?
And he paid for it. He wasn't given to him. Michael Jordan's a huge collector.
What's the most unique watch he's got? Oh, is that the one Purnell, the top right?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
What's the most unique thing he's got?
It's tough to say because there's really no information. I never sold him watches. I wish I did. I would love to sell the greatest player of all time a watch, but I don't know. I know he's got a ton of watches. I know he's got a lot of Urwerk. I know he's got 2 Purnells. And the stuff that you see online, it's not necessarily true, right? People find pictures, they see images. Well, that could have been an image taken if you tried something on. Does he own it? I don't know.
Makes sense. Yeah, he's... I don't know why. He gives me the vibes of somebody that's got a big watch collection.
He has a huge watch collection. That I can tell you.
Who have you sold watches to over the years? Like who?
So I keep my client list fairly private.
Anything that's public that people would know.
I don't make it public.
So people won't know who you've sold it or.
No, unless if they say. So I'm not. So there's guys in my industry we call them clout chasers, right? Oh my God, I sold Patrick Bet-David a watch. Unless Patrick Bet-David decides, well, you did it on your podcast. In fact, you didn't even mention my name. You just said Roman. On your podcast, when you bought your wife a watch, you said, I bought it from a guy named Roman. That was the clip. I had 1,000 people say, hey, Patrick Bet-David just gave you a shout out. They knew it was me. And you only mentioned
Roman watch. People know Roman watch.
They figured it was me. So but if tomorrow you decide, you know what, Roman, I'm going to purchase this watch from. I'm going to make an Instagram post and I'm going to tag you. Great. I will never ask you to do it.
Well, let me tell you what. I like the way we've done business together. My experience has been superb with you, and I said that at the beginning, and I said it. The best kind of sponsorships are the ones where you don't ask for it and the customer does it. And that's why I said everybody should go on Minect and ask you questions before they make a purchase for a watch. It's good to have access to somebody.
I'm going to be live. I'm going to be live as soon as I get back. I'm just finishing a couple of things with your girls.
Yeah,
they're gonna look at my setup.
Fantastic.
I'm probably going to go live next week with it. And again, I'm taking all the proceeds and they're all going to my charity.
Fantastic. Respect to you, Roman. For me, if you want to know what this customer is looking for, okay, anything with history tied to my community, Iran, Shah, Assyrian, Armenian.
Pull up Audemars Piguet Cobra. Go to my website, actually. Go to luxurybazar.com. Shameless plug. Type in Cobra. Just click the whole thing right here. Or just go to Audemars Piguet. It's fine. There we go. So,
this is the one that.
So the Shah wore the watch. If you go third to the right, that's the watch that he wore.
That's his?
Not his. If it was his, it'd be a lot more money.
What I'm saying to you is I want what was his. I want to know what he had. I'm interested in that.
Okay.
Because that, if you got something like that, or we got 4 years to go till I'm 50. If we find out someone, that we can make something that's going to be unique to people that are important in my life.
I can get that done in the next 2 weeks, so don't worry about it.
So that's the other one to be thinking about, to be unique from a bigger name that we have. Okay, so that's that part. And then the last one would be a one-off from, Paddock or somebody like that we can make for the family. I would have a lot of interest in that, to put something there. So if we had to...
Well, I appreciate you giving me Mission Impossible. Thank you so much for
well,
having me on the
listen,
podcast and leaving me with Mission Impossible.
You said you were very competitive, man. I said, let's do it. Let's have a conversation
We'll make it
together.
happen for sure.
Yeah, so those are the things that I'm interested in. To me, I don't have any fake watches. I'm not in a business of having fake watches. To me, it's purely about passing it down to the kids. I've never sold a watch. I've literally never bought a watch to sell the watch. Like, even when you and I were talking about that Grandmaster, I would have bought that to one day give it to my grandkids. I would have bought that to keep it in the
I have three
family.
children, so you're preaching to the choir. I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
That's one of the most important things in life to me is my family. That's the number one most important thing. I told you before, for me, it's family, God, country. I'm a simple guy. That's what I believe in.
I love it. And you like nice sneakers, so you have good taste.
Yes. Guys, I get 1 million DMs a day. You guys are asking me, how do I get into the watch industry? Well, I've been doing this for 22 years. I don't have time to answer 1,000 DMs a day. I try my best. However, all those questions can be asked of me on Minect, and all the proceeds from those will go to my charity.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.